What's going on, everyone? My name is Juan. I am the OC Agent here at First Team Real Estate. Let's take a look at what's going on in the Orange County real estate market now that we're officially past that first half of the year. Has the market crashed? Are prices up? Are they down? What's going on with rates? Well, there's lots to talk about, so let's get started. Now, unless you've been living under a rock for the past 3 years, you know that the real estate market in Orange County and across the country, for that matter, has been absolutely insane. During the pandemic, we saw rates drop to the lowest they have ever been, falling under 3% for an extended period of time, which caused home prices to jump by over 20% as buyers scrambled to submit the winning offer. Then, as the Federal Reserve Bank applied quantitative tightening in an attempt to lower the inflation caused by all the money printing they did during the 2020 and 2021 pandemic, mortgage rates climbed to the highest levels we've seen in recent memory, peaking out at a little over 8%. Though the market has slowed down significantly because of the rates, prices have continued to rise as low demand has been matched by even less inventory. Though there has been a lot of chatter, mainly from keyboard warriors and TikTok opinionators, the market has not crashed, and it is unlikely to do so because of the fundamentals of supply and demand are still pretty strong. So where are we today? Well, there are some major changes happening in the real estate market next month, mainly with regards to how the commissions are handled, which has the potential to have a huge impact on the market, especially for buyers, but I'll cover that in a separate video. However, when it comes to the market performance, the real estate market is quite cyclical. The last 2 months and the first 2 months of the year tend to see the slowest demand levels as people typically focus on the holiday season starting in November through January. The spring market, April through June, is typically when demand peaks and then tapers off as we get into the latter part of the summer and into the end of the fall season. Demand for real estate has largely been driven by mortgage rates, especially in the last couple of years, as high rates have really impacted affordability. This year, the rates peaked at 7.52%, which coincided with the time in the market when demand is supposed to be at its highest for the year. Because of this, the peak demand for real estate has shifted somewhat slightly, and we are currently seeing slightly higher demand than is typical for this time of year. Demand today is 4% higher than a year ago. The high mortgage rate environment has also caused sellers to hunker down, as many are choosing to delay selling in order to keep their low mortgage rates rather than to sell and buy into a 7% interest rate on their mortgage. Compared to historical averages, though, there are 34% less sellers today. However, we have seen slightly more sellers decide to sell this year, and inventory has increased by 10% over last year, giving buyers a little bit more options. The median sales price for Orange County is currently at a whopping $1,405,000. That's nearly $100,000 more than at the start of 2024. We have seen a downward trend, however, in the median sales price during the last 3 months. This is likely due to a number of factors, including an increase in inventory, chronically high rates, and uncertainty due to the elections. The peak this year was $1,425,000, so we're only about $20,000 off the peak. However, if rates drop lower as is projected to happen later this year, we will see demand increase and potential reversal of this downward trend in prices. Fannie Mae, the Mortgage Bank Association, and the National Association of Realtors are all projecting mortgage rates to be somewhere around 6.5% in the first quarter of 2025. The top 7 real estate price analysts are forecasting continued home appreciation, though at a lower pace than we've seen in the last few years. The average of the 7 projections for pricing is 2.8% increase in home prices through the end of 2024. Real estate is, of course, local, so there are some markets that will see more or less appreciation depending on where they are located. Now, if you're a buyer in today's market, the market is not red hot as it once was. It is not a buyer's market either, but you will find less competition out there. We are seeing some price reductions, and sellers are more likely to negotiate repairs. If the finances make sense, it's not a terrible time to jump in. Just make sure that it makes sense for you. Now, if you're a seller, pricing is key. Don't overprice your listing or it will sit on the market for a long time. In fact, it is better to price your home just slightly under market value in order to get more sellers in the door, more offers, and a likely higher price. The more your listing sits on the market, the more unattractive it will become, and it will sit for a long time. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Juan. I am with First Team Real Estate. I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think will happen with the real estate market as we get into the end of the year and into 2025. Let me know down in the comments what you think, and I'll see you on the next video.